I've been getting messages from people where they've been asking, if I start studying now, if I start revising now, would I have enough time to get a good grade, to get top grade when the summer exams come in May and June? And I'll give you my honest answer to this. Yes and no. And the reason why I say this yes and no is because it depends on the path that you are going to take. Yes, in the sense that if you are working on a consistent basis, you are following your timetable and you're showing up week in, week out. You do not give any excuses. You look at what is your weakest topic. You look at what is your weakest subject. You further your understanding of the things that you're struggling because you want to make that your strong points. And you do this every single day for all your subjects, for all your topics, whether you're university, doing A-levels, doing GCSE, you are going to do well. Because you have to understand that when you're asking me this question, I know why you're asking me this question. You want validation. Having validation will make you feel good because someone else is telling you that it's going to be okay, it can be done. And I get that, it's a human nature. But then there comes a point where you have to take action for yourself. There's only so much one person can say or do until you have to do something for yourself. I hope you really understand that. Because if you take consistent action and you follow through what you say you're going to do, the worry, the pressure, the stress, it's going to go down because you know your action is you're following through what you're saying. And when you're doing your action and you're executing what you said you're going to do, you'll feel better at the end because you know, okay, today I'm going to study for 2.5 hours. I've done 2.5 hours. Great. Tomorrow I'm going to study for 1.5 hours. I've done 1.5 hours. And by the end of the week, you realize, okay, I've actually worked Monday to Friday consistently. I feel good. I don't feel pressured. It's okay to feel pressured. It's okay to feel a bit of stress. It's okay to feel a bit of anxiety. That is normal. But if you stick through your timetable and you keep working and you keep showing up, you will feel better about yourself. You will feel good. You will feel confident. And this aspect of people saying, okay, because I know what's going to happen. When it comes nearer to the exams, I'm going to get bombarded with messages. I know. But those people that are going to ask me are the people that were not, 5 steps ahead. They weren't willing to put the work 3 months before, and now they're trying to do everything last minute. They're trying to say, okay, I haven't revised anything, I haven't done anything, is it still possible? But what do you think? It's not going to be possible because you left everything last minute. That's your fault. That's not my fault. That's nobody's fault. That's your fault. You left it late. You have to deal with the consequences of that. And this is what I've said in my previous video, you can check that out, right? How you can get ahead for your 2023 exam. If you have a plan and you're strategic and you follow it through every single day, every single week till the exams, you are going to do well. Unless the exam paper was completely different, out of this world, there is no reason why you are not going to do well. But that's up to you. Do you want to follow through that? Do you want to stay consistent with your actions? Or do you want to just kind of leave everything last minute because no one else is working and I'm just going to leave it 1 month before the exam and then do it then? The pressure is going to be too much. Look at the last year videos of how many people were commenting because it was just like pressure was getting to them too much. And like I said, there's no problem in getting a pressure. There's nothing wrong with that. But the pressure shouldn't be because you haven't revised. It shouldn't come from that. The pressure should be because you revise and now you're just a bit, you're just a bit anxiety. You have a bit of anxiety. You have a bit of like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to do well. But you've done the work, so you don't need to worry. That's different. Anything that, the way I look at it is this, right? Anything in life that you planned and you followed through and you show up every single day, eventually it's going to reap dividends. Eventually the results will show for the work that you've been doing. Don't look at what your friends are doing. Your friends are probably going to say to you, oh yeah, I'm not studying, I'm not working, I'll just leave it 1 month before the exam, I'll leave it 2 months before the exam. I guarantee you, those same people that are saying that are probably studying at home. They're probably revising. They just don't want you to revise. That's why I call them the snakes, right? You have them. You shouldn't look at what anyone else is doing. Follow through what you say you're going to do. If you set up a timetable, if you don't know how to set up a timetable, there's videos for that you can go and check that I've already made. Set up your timetable, follow through it, and show up every single day. And when you do that, I guarantee you, yes, you still have enough time to revise and study. And yes, you still will be able to get the top grade. You cannot not get the top grade. You cannot not do well. If you've been consistent, if you're actually understanding what you're learning. That's also another thing. Don't just try and memorize it, because in the exam, if they ask you a different question and you don't actually understand the topic, you're screwed, because you just memorize something thinking that question is going to come, but the question has now been changed in a complete different layer, in a complete different manner. And because your understanding of the topic is not good enough or it's not strong enough, you're not able to answer that question. So it's not just about working, it's about also working, like quality working. Are you actually understanding the content that you're learning? Are you actually able to apply the content that you're learning? When I teach maths, I don't just give them easy, like to the students I teach, I don't just give them easy questions. I go hard because I want them to apply the knowledge I've taught them. And I want it to be harder than the exam. I want to push them. I want their brains to think. That is how you learn. And it's not just for studies, it just goes for anything in life. When you're doing something, when you're specializing in a craft, in a skill, you go all in. You learn the craft from a 360 degrees angle, a dimension, a 360 dimension. You're looking at it from all different angles, not just one angle. That's the easy thing to do. When you do this and you actually work in a way where you understand everything that you're doing, not just memorizing, and you're looking at exam questions, you're looking, okay, where did I go wrong? What silly mistakes did I make? Why did I not get the full marks? What am I missing? Okay, I missed this bit, which means I'm not really understanding the topic. Okay, let me go through my textbook. Let me go through my resources and look at this topic and really understand it. That's how you work. And imagine if you do this week in, week out, every single day, Monday to Friday. Oh my days. You'll be on a different level. You won't even worry so much when the exams come because you're so confident. You've been working for the past 3 months consistently. You're not going to worry. That pressure, that anxiety, that stress, it's not going to be as high as other people because those people, they left it too late. Those people thought, oh, you know what? I'll just leave it late and do it. And now they're stressed over. You're not stressed though because you planned ahead. You are smart enough to say, I'm going to work 3 months ahead. I'm going to be 5 steps ahead of everyone so that when the time comes, exam day comes, I'm laughing, I'm smiling. So I hope that's answered your question and I hope that you can take something from this because I get it. I understand you want validation and I'm always going to help you out no matter what, any advice, any tips that you want. I'm going to help you the best way I can. That's, I feel like I have a responsibility in that to help you. But I also want you to be able to stand up on your own 2 feet. I want you to be able to follow through what you say. I want you to be able to take confidence in your action and that when you say you're going to do something, you follow through. And when you follow through and you take action, that confidence, I don't need to give you that confidence. The confidence is going to come within you. You don't need me. And then when you do that on a consistent basis, you are building momentum. And as you start building momentum, your level of confidence is going to rise. Your level of self-belief is going to rise to the fact that you're able now to apply this to your other aspects of life. It's that simple. I want you to know it's going to be okay. It's going to work out. You are going to do well. But you've got to start working now. You've got to start putting the work now and you've got to be consistent and you've got to show up every day and you've got to do this on a weekly basis, every single week. You do this, trust me, it will work out. Everything starts from zero. When are you going to start? Peace.